we kind of developed this fail fast attitude where it's like we decided to get through all our mistakes at the beginning where it's at a much smaller scale. So the effect it has on us and obviously our customers was more manageable and less.
Hi guys, we're back with another episode of One on One. Right now we're talking to Shehani John, project lead of Kadamalu. Shehani, thanks for joining us.
No worries, thanks for having me.
Shehani, in very simple terms, explain to us what Kadamalu is, what does it do?
Basically, Kadamalu started as an essentials delivery service. It was a response to an emergency.
Okay.
So what we essentially do is we source products and we deal with delivering it to Colombo and suburbs.
Okay.
And that's the basic nutshell of what we do.
So have you guys been involved in similar projects before? Maybe when there was troubles or when there was perhaps the conflict? No.
I would say our involvement was limited to just basically consulting with similar services.
Mm-hmm.
So we work with logistics operators, we work with retailers who handle similar services, but actually doing this is a first for us. It's a very new experience.
Okay, so what is your unique selling proposition?
Our USP was basically that when all of this started, what we realized was that the immediate responders to this emergency, they really weren't handling very specific orders. Everything was bundles. And that it makes sense because at that time, given the quantity that they had to deliver, logistically it made sense to kind of put things together into bundles and sell it to people. And also the other thing we do is there's a specific delivery and we decided to target the suburbs and the outskirts of Colombo.
Where most of the orders at that point
weren't going there because at that time the accessibility to delivery was more centralized to like the main city. So that was where we stood at the beginning.
Okay, excellent. So would you say that maybe at the beginning people were also afraid of such services? Number one being, you could be misled into placing an order and never receiving your order. We have heard of instances where this has happened. Does that in any way affected you? Has that happened?
Well, as for being afraid, I believe that at the time the need was so great because
they really didn't care.
It's not that they didn't care. It's you're put in a position where you don't have a choice, right? You need to get your food home. You need to feed your family. And as for people not receiving some goods and people receiving goods that are not up to standard, I guess it's just a collective understanding that we are in such a situation. It takes time to grow, it takes time to get better, and mistakes are going to be made. Our stand on this was that we kind of developed this fail fast attitude where it's like we decided to get through all our mistakes at the beginning where it's at a much smaller scale. Yeah, so the effect it has on us and obviously our customers was more manageable and less.
Okay.
So,
all right, sounds good. It's a new concept that I think a lot of Sri Lankans could or would find it handy. Fail fast and recover faster.
Yeah.
So that you fail fast and you learn from your mistakes and you make it completely better. Not in the case of finding a vaccine for this epidemic.
Not.
We would like you to succeed.
Yeah.
Okay. In a time like this, would you invest in research and development?
Okay, so if we have to be very honest, when we started, we did not do any research and development. We did not invest in any of it. But in hindsight, if we did take the time to research, we would have done quite a few things differently.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, so we would agree that it is essential. I think research is important.
Despite the fact that there is complete economic turmoil and you can't find the right resources to keep
because at some point, without research, you're going to hit an issue that's going to set you back more than you hoped it would. I think there's been quite a few instances or incidents where we've actually learned from others in competition, especially in terms of all our regulatory measures. I mean, from our end of the spectrum, it's easy to see how how we might overprice because we need to keep the business profitable as long as like focus on continuity, right?
Yeah.
But also it's really important to understand that the regulatory measures are in place for a reason, and it's also important to understand the predicament of the people out there. So research and development really helps you kind of figure out a good balance in between those two, so that you keep your business sustainable but also
Sure.
reach out to your customer.
Yeah. Folks, final couple of questions for Shahani. What are your future plans for business? Any new ventures that we should know?
So basically, Kadamalu, we've started shifting our viewpoint from it being a service product, and we've kind of put it into the box of it being a scalable business model at this point.
Okay.
So we definitely hope to continue with Kadamalu in the future.
Okay.
We worked on this operation where we work with managed services, we work with managed industries, managed deliveries, and that kind of put us in a unique position because we set up partnerships with people who either have inventory or either have space, or sometimes they have both.
Nice.
And that really helps us focus on like the actual, like the final delivery stage, and it helps us focus on giving the customer a better experience, you know?
Yeah.
So we definitely do hope to continue and to expand on this business that we already set up.
Would you think that there might be a drop in the need for such services, given the fact that sooner or later people will get back into their normal life, curfews will be lifted,
Yeah.
people will return to society, they miss, checking out products in the supermarket, or they miss that physical evidence that they have.
Yeah, there's definitely that lingering question of what is going to happen to the demand that's been online. Obviously, once things settle down and markets open and shops open, it's going to scale back. Whether we'll lose our audience, basically, is what you're asking. And yeah, that question does exist, but we believe that e-commerce is a market with potential.
Correct.
It's just how you handle it. Do you have the skill set to develop it into such a way that people see the need for it? Because in a lot of ways, e-commerce can actually be advantageous to the consumer, right? It saves time.
Yes, it does.
It saves energy. So I believe if us and people who are doing similar services like us, if we can develop better ways, more innovative ways of providing this service, I think e-commerce can survive.
Excellent.
There is a place in the market for it.
All right. What is your word of advice, perhaps, for businesses, big and small, in the country in the near future? Quick words of advice.
Quick words of advice. As I said before, I would say that change is not a setback, it is a challenge. Growth is also a mindset. It is very difficult to come back from such a big setback. Especially for the larger corporations, it's more complicated because there's been so much investment in all these traditional channels, right? Which is why I think the smaller industries, the newer entrepreneurs that have come out, they've been actually able to handle this a bit better because they had less invested in the traditional channels. They already set themselves up on an online platform. They already set themselves up to be in a smaller scale, to work from home.
Correct.
So they have been actually able to
They're
adapt.
faster to adapt.
It was easier and faster. That's why even for us, it was easier to grow as a service. So obviously, it's more challenging for the bigger industries as opposed to the small industries. But I would say keep at it. The only way to progress, the only way to grow is if we understand that adapt is necessary. The attitude of adoption is necessary. We can either choose to shut down or we can either choose to go on.
All right. Words of wisdom from Shahani John, project lead of Kadamalu, speaking to us on one-on-one on Yes One-on-One. I think people will continue to go on with your service. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Generation Yes.